Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. And thank you all so much for the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. So, Hispanic women or Latino women actually came out, and it's more like they are apologizing to Black people, Black women in general, telling them that they know things messed up, things effed up, the way the plan did not go well. But their women came out that it was their men that did not show up. And she went further to say that you all really have all the right to be angry. It is all your right. But please, after being angry, please, if you are going to have a change of mind, do not forget us. We want to work with you. And there is no better people to work with aside from you. It is not in my position or in my place to to accept such apology because Black women have seen it all. Today is also not the first time people have been apologizing to them. People are going to wake up and upset them and then come back to apologize. And just take us back straight up. Things don't work that way. I am going to allow Black women to heal. I am going to allow them to think it all over. If they choose and wish to come back and say, okay, we're going to work with some people, good. If not, my hands are not there, and I am supporting Black women in anything they say. I am for them. Let's get into this video.
Good morning. I'm at the soccer game. It's already getting intense. I told y'all before I suffer from anxiety, so I have to watch the game in bits and pieces because I get stressed out, right? It's a state game, so. But anyway, later on I'll be doing a video when I get home. I did a deep dive into the Civil Rights Act and how under this new administration what they plan on doing. And in a nutshell, they plan on destroying it. And the new crime will be anti-white, just so that you know. We can be charged with being prejudiced against racist white people, just so that you know. But that's not what this video is about. This video, as you can see the caption, is called Dear Black Women. So, to my Black goddesses and queens, I will forever be apologetic that my community did not show up for you as they should have, right? And I've seen a lot of videos where you guys are just ready to wash your hands of us. I want to reiterate that over 50% of us voted in the right direction. And that I really pray and I hope that you can see that. Because for the next 4 years, denaturalization is one thing, rolling back civil rights is another. As a community, we're going to need to stick together. And so my plea to you is today that you take the time while the MAGA hats are still out and the MAGA flags and conversations. And before you engage with someone, please go look at their Facebook, Instagram, whatever they have listed, search their name and know who you're befriending, right? Because if you go through all my page on TikTok, you know exactly who I was voting for. And I'm still very proud that I voted on the same side of history. However, I wouldn't blame you if you didn't want to and you didn't trust us. But if I could share a little bit with you, those in the Hispanic community that voted against their own rights, they are a very particular community. And I think if you pay close attention and you just watch, you see a pattern amongst them. Okay? People that look like me, dark skin, not many of us, right? Some of us, yeah. Not many of us, right? We got people that come from certain states like Florida, right? But New Yorkers, nah, not many of us. But I just want to tell you that we need you. I need you. And I know that you're going to need us. So I hope some way, somehow, you can find a way to tell us apart and be in a community with those of us that were on the right side of history. I wouldn't want anybody else on my side, to be honest. You are the women that have survived it all and still continue to strive. It would be my honor to be on your team. It would be my honor to stand beside you and fight these next 4 years. So I hope we can come to some conclusion and that you guys don't give up on all of us. The funny thing is, before the MAGA hats go away and the MAGA flags, I think you'll be able to see a pattern. Look for it. You'll see it. Okay? Anyway, mi gente, my black women, love you. Have a great day. I'm going to go back to watching this game that's super intense 2 minutes in. Love you guys. Bye. Good morning, mi gente. I made it safely to where I was going. Now I'm just sitting in the car. Got 23 minutes before the game starts. They're warming up and it's 53 degrees outside. So, I'm going to stay in my car. But this video this morning, I meditated and I prayed last night. And this is it's heavy on my heart. So I'm going to say it. Because I know that I am the person that will talk about the elephant in the room. And I usually say the quiet part that nobody else wants to say. So I'm going to say it. This video particularly is for white women. Now, let me stop you before you start. And you start trolling in my comments. Right? It doesn't matter anymore. I'm not going to compare him to Kamala Harris. It's over. Your candidate won. Right? So this is not about, he won. No. This is a very important message for you. I believe that in the next 6 months, you're going to see the consequences of your decision. You're going to see it nationwide. And what you're going to start to see is cruelty towards people, not just about deporting them. You're going to see dehumanizing of individuals. The cruelty and the inhumanity is going to be expressed, I think, within the next 6 months. And you will have to stand there and understand, and I really want you to understand that these are the decisions you made. And so this is what I say to you. If it really was about policy for you, which, again, couldn't be. I never heard one policy. And this was about inflation, and this was about jobs, and this was about all of that, right? Then I expect you, when you start seeing this inhumanity, I expect you to stand up for humanity. Not just people of color, in general, for humanity. Because I promise you this, whether you dislike my platform or not, if I foresaw someone, despite of color, on the street, being hurt, I am the person that will step up to help. But I digress. Okay? If this really was about policy for you, take down some numbers for me, please. Okay? First of all, the unemployment rate is 4.1 as of yesterday, November 8th. The inflation rate is 2.4. At gas prices average about $3.09. So when your candidate comes in January and you don't see a big budge of those numbers, please know that was Biden's administration, but I know you're not going to give him credit. But what I will not let you do is give him credit for something he doesn't deserve. Okay? And like I said before, in the next 6 months, you're going to start seeing inhumane things happen to humans. And if you sit there and you turn a blind eye, or you sit there and you turn your back on those communities, right? Then I know exactly what kind of human being you are. But I'm going to give you a little bit of information today. I really want you to think this through. Research the 80-year cycles of history in the United States. It was a book written in 1995, and it has called everything that happened up into here. And it's not a prophecy book. It's not like, what's that man? It's not like a Nostradamus, right? That's not what this book is about. This book is about, we can almost tell you what's going to happen in 20-year blocks, because the United States has a history of doing this over and over and over again. And the funny thing is that in the book, the period that we're in is called crisis, right? And in that, the crisis for us, and it's give or take 20 years, it's history, not science or math. It's supposed to end in 2028. Isn't that an interesting tidbit? Because that is the time that Trump is supposed to come out of office. Okay? And so what I want you to know, that while for people of color, Latinos, African Americans, women in general, will have it rough for the next 4 years, it will come to an end eventually. And then people like me and people in general, right, will remember that during this time, instead of standing up for humanity, you turned their back, and I won't forget something like that. We won't forget something like that. Because this whole platform is about mobilizing people of color to stand together, because as a collective, we outnumber you. And while you think we're all going to get deported in the next 4 years, I doubt that. I don't know how many will get deported, mass deported, lose their citizenship, birthright citizenship. I don't know how what that number is, right? But I do know that there's going to be people of color left in this country. And because you have a history of doing this during the civil rights movement, through slavery, just standing back and letting it happen, this time we are not going to forget who you are. And for all of you that have businesses, white people, right? Just know that we contribute a lot to your pockets. But I think after we see the cruelty in these next 4 years, I think people of color are going to be done with people like you. But you have a great day. And mi gente, love you. Look for a video later. Have a great day. I want to honestly cover something today, right? As we talk about mass deportation. And I think the last largest one was under Eisenhower, as somebody said, Project Wetback. And it even sent back legal citizens, just so that you know. I think they ended up deporting about 1.3 million Mexicans with the help of the Mexican government. Now, as I say that, right, Trump's number is about 20 million. And while all these people that want to get rid of immigrants really don't understand the jobs in which they do in the U.S., and one of them is to feed us, because that's what they use migrants for. And so when you do deport all these people, there's going to be jobs like getting on the top of the roof. They're going to be farming jobs, and none of us are going to have any excuse as to why you don't have a job. But I digress. That wasn't my point I was trying to make. I just went off course there for one quick minute. It is estimating of costing billions, if not trillions of dollars to round up these people, to take them to court, to house them in the meantime, to then deport them. And they're already talking about creating camps to hold these people. Do you see where I'm going with this? See where I'm going with this? That is going to put our government into a greater deficit than it already is. It's going to take away the $100 billion that they contribute to our economy every year. And my first instinct is that I don't think these people are going to make it all the way home. That's what I think. Especially with his rhetoric so closely to Hitler's. But I digress. As at least 5.1 million legal citizens, immigrants or legal immigrants or documented immigrants, live with at least one family member that is not. I don't think these people thought this through. I don't think. The other part of that if you don't get legal status and your children are, I'm just going to go back to the last time Trump was president, and he had no problem separating 5,000 families at the border and taking their children away. Some of them who have not made it home. I'm speechless. Sometimes I listen to my own damn facts that I know, and sometimes it just hits me. It's sad. But did anybody else notice how red the United States was? And that he even won the swing states? And the only states that she won were the states that were typically hers? Are y'all not finding that odd? And the one thing different between us and them is that we're not going to storm the Capitol like a bunch of idiots and get people killed. You see what I'm saying? Has anybody noticed that? How red that board was? It wasn't even that red for Hillary. And she still won the popular vote, although she didn't win the electoral. But he won it all. And somehow I've been hearing that those numbers are not adding up. And he had Elon Musk right beside him. Could Elon Musk pull something like this off? The creator of robots, cars, spaceships. Just saying. I hope there's a Hail Mary coming, but I'm not holding out because I know how corrupt the Republican Party is at this moment. So I digress. Y'all have a great day. Just want to share that. Good afternoon, mi gente. Well, if you haven't already noticed, my profile is now not private anymore. I'm pretty sure the hate comments and the trolls will be coming because of my position on Kamala Harris. Let me say her name right. But I'm ready. Because I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to stand 10 toes down on facts. Which brings me to my first subject of the day. Right? And this is for Latinos. Especially those ones that voted for Trump. And I know today you're feeling really proud of yourself and you're standing 10 toes down and you're just like, my president? Yeah. But as of 15 hours ago, he talked about, again, the mass deportation. So we all know that is the first thing on his agenda because he's going to have to please his base. The other thing that's happening is that he's got someone in his corner called Stephen Miller. And he is a white supremacist that has a really big hard-on for Latinos. So we already know, based on what Trump has said, if anybody needs a sound bite, I got you, right? But Trump already said that the way he's going to do this, it's with the Alien Enemies Act, right? But let's talk about a couple of things in order, right? I know that the first thing he's going to go for is undocumented immigrants. And I know you think it's going to stop there. But his party is already talking about denaturalization of citizenship. Now you might ask, because I'm pretty sure you're going to ask, well, Brenda, what is that? And that's when they revoke the citizenship of people that are already citizens from countries that they deem enemies. So I know for a lot of my Latinos, I got this in the comments a lot as I was, advocating for Kamala Harris, is that I'm a citizen and I obey the law and therefore they're not coming for me. Well, under USC, look it up, 1451, it says the president has the right to take away your citizenship, especially those that have citizenship and they weren't born here. So while your children might be safe, it is clearly they're saying that you're not. But this is what you voted for, just so that you know. And the rest of us, you don't have us as a community anymore, unfortunately. You chose your side and now you have to live with it. But let's talk about it a little bit more, right? Because it says that if a citizen, if they deem, not you, that's the key word here. If they deem that you didn't deserve your citizenship, or you obtained it illegally, or you did it with misinformation. Sorry, I had to take a quick call. But if they deem that you've obtained it with misinformation, then they can also do that. Now let's go back to something he said so everybody can connect the dots. He said he was going to use the Alien Enemies Act to do so, where he would have declared war on illegal immigrants, the way he words them, undocumented immigrants or immigrants in general, right? And if you understand what the Alien Enemies Act is that he declares war on immigrants. Now, how would he do that, Brenda? You ask me. Well, hasn't his rhetoric been that you are poison in their blood and you're the vermin of the land? He's already declared war on you because of that. But I'm going to take it a step further. If you go watch, what did I say his name? Stephen Miller, the white supremacists, is that group of people believes that anybody who is not white is a threat to their race. Follow me so far? So having anybody in this country other than white, right, sleeping with their women threatens that they in the future will become a minority, which has already been said by the year 2028. And this is why this war has been declared on you. Now, everything I said you can go look up, but I'm going to go with the fashion of you're going to call me a liar and you're going to say that it's not true. But please do not step into my comments until you've done your own research. I gave you a lot to look up. Now you can go do that. Again, you don't have to believe me, but when they start doing it, I don't want you to come run for me. And I want you to look at community to help. Let's protest, because this is what you voted for. And you did it without doing your research and knowing exactly what you were voting for. They used you for your vote, and then they're going to kick you out of this country. But y'all have a blessed day. And hey, if y'all start stitching this video and making lewd comments when I'm only stating facts, I'll start posting the ICE number on the top of every one of my posts so that everybody has it in their phone. Because along with being educated and knowing my stuff, I also can be super petty. Just thought I'd let you know.
This is all I got from this video. And I mean, I am not going to have any pity for anybody, you know. Why? Because, I mean, this is something that is avoidable, or something that was avoidable, right? It was an avoidable thing that you all chose to ignore because you feel like you all are immune, right? So I am not going to make excuse for anybody. You all messed up, right? Though the women did something great, they were better than their men, right? But still, how am I supposed to know who did and who did not? So in general, we are generalizing you all. And Black women have the right to agree or disagree to the apology that is coming to them, or Black people in general. But sincerely speaking, I cannot say anything. But all I can say is that it is time for you people to rest. This is also not time to listen to people's apology, right? This is also not to make decisions in a haste. Take your time to recover, take care of your mental health, do what you are supposed to do for yourself. If it is reading, do it. If it is traveling, do it. Whatever that you think that will help you to recover, because it is a huge blow for Black people, Black women, Black men. I see Black men also trying to man up. I see some of them also ranting. Some are trying to man up to be that man enough, or this for their women and all that. I see all of you. I know majority of you are all in pains, right? I just only don't want to probably validate only women's anger or this. I know you all are also angry. But the deed has been done, and the people that did it knew what they did. Not like they did not. They did it intentional because they feel like we don't want to be with you, or they feel like there is no need. And this vote already, like I said before, it shows how you people think about other people. And the fact that Black men came through, Black women came through, What else? Like each time I look at each time I sit down and look at the pool chart, and I am like, how did these people mess all this up? If the minority groups came out like Black people came out, I am sure we will not be talking about all this. This would have been a thing of the past. But no, they said we cannot stand with them. They do not deserve our vote, knowingly fully well that it is also against their own interest. But I have never seen something like this, sincerely speaking. I knew something may happen like they always, but this particular one is the most extra. I have never in my entire seen something like this. Somebody working against himself or herself. When they say the weapon formed against someone, this is exactly what they did. They formed their own weapon against themselves. And the worst part is that the ones that even voted for Kamala Harris might also end up in trouble. That is the worst part. Probably because, like they said, that they can revoke or take away your citizenship at any time, especially if they feel there is something that they can just wake up and do, right? And for those that are thinking, not just only sending people home, some people will make it home, some people will not make it home. I hope you all understand what I mean. Some people might end up being unalive before they get home. Some people, pressure and all that, might send them home. And the fact that there is already a concentration camp where they are going to put you people, it looks like some people do not understand the heaviness of what is going to happen. And also seeing the person that is in charge of the deportation, Tom Homer, if I am not mistaken his name, I hope I am correct. This would let some people, this is a very learnable, teachable and learnable period for people. Yeah, Tom Homer. And I hope people will learn from this. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.